Welcome to the first video in the series Pokemon Rebirth. I hope you enjoy this teaser. Now to the video. The flickering candlelight casts long shadows over the worn pages of the ancient book. Its leather cover is cracked with age, the spine barely holding together as the elder's trembling hands turn to the very first page. A deep breath. Then, in a voice ragged with time, they begin to read. Long ago, in the age before kingdoms, before guilds, before peace, the world was on the brink of ruin. The sky split open, darkness spilled forth, and from the depths of the distortion world, Giratina emerged. The elder pauses, running a weathered hand over the old text. The ink has faded, but the story remains. The story must be told. Giratina, the Forsaken One, sought to reshape the world in its own image, to tear down the balance set by Arceus and cast all beneath its rule. The world trembled as shadows spread, distorting land and sea alike. Hope began to wane. Until their voice grows stronger, steadier. Until the soldiers arrived. Not just any warriors, but the most adaptable, the most versatile, the most enduring species known to Pokemon. They came in all forms, some swift as the wind, others sturdy as the mountain, some striking like lightning, others flowing like water. They were Eevees in their evolutions, the strongest warriors of their time, standing united against the darkness. The elder leans back, eyes scanning the familiar words. They were more than mere fighters. They were the world's answer to chaos. For no terrain, no battlefield, no element could outmatch them. Their strength was their adaptability, their ability to become exactly what was needed, no matter the challenge. They exhale slowly, gaze lowering to the bottom of the page. And so the war began. Silence fills the dimly lit room. The elder stares at the book, at the history written before them. Then, ever so gently, they turn the page. Eevee, the most adaptable species, the greatest warriors of their time, became known by another name after the war. A dying species. The elder's voice is heavy with the weight of history. Their fingers trace the faded ink as they continue reading. They were the ones who stood at the front lines, their evolutions shaping the battlefield itself. Their fur, once white as fallen snow, became a symbol of resistance. But war does not grant mercy. By the time the final battle was won, it was estimated that only 1,000 remained. A pause. A breath. The candle flickers, casting shifting shadows across the words. Some honored their sacrifice. Memorials were built, legends passed down. Others saw opportunity, scavenging the battlefield, selling the weapons and armor of the fallen, turning their legacy into nothing more than artifacts of war. Some hoarded these relics as a piece of history. Others feared them, whispering that Eevees are weapons for war. The elder sighs, eyes darkening as they reach the end of the passage. And then, there was their leader. Their grip tightens on the book. The one who led them against the darkness, who made the final stand against Giratina itself. With a single strike, they banished the Forsaken One back to the distortion world. The flames dim, as if the room itself mourns the next words. At the cost of their own life. Silence. The elder closes their eyes, lost in thought. But the book does not end there. But war does not simply end. The distortion world had been opened, its energy unleashed. And with it came change. The Eevee who survived found themselves different. Some retained their old abilities, untouched by the chaos. Others discovered new ones, strange powers awakened by the war itself. No two were the same. Not anymore. Their voice lowers, almost a whisper. And so, the world moved on. The kingdoms rose, the guilds formed, the war became legend. They closed the book, resting a hand on its ancient cover. And the Eevee, a bitter chuckle, they became ghosts of the past. Living weapons for those hungry for power. Aurora sits across from the elder, her blue ribbons curled neatly at her sides. The candlelight flickers in her eyes, reflecting the weight of the story she's just heard. Her ears twitch, processing everything, the war, the fallen, the truth of what she is. But one part sticks with her the most. She glances up at the elder, her voice quiet yet steady. So, I'm not your daughter. The elder chuckles, the sound low and tired, but not unkind. His weathered face creases with something that's not quite sadness, not quite joy. No, he admits. You're old enough to know that now. Aurora blinks. She isn't sure how she feels about that. But before she can dwell on it, the elder leans forward, resting a gentle paw on her head. But I consider you mine. The words settle in her chest, warmer than she expects. The past may be written in stone, but the future, her future, is still unwritten. One is expected to be finished Wednesday the 12th of March. I hope you enjoyed this teaser.